Dude, I love the guy who runs the Ethan Klein parody page. This guy. Denims, you really stirred the pot with your last Ethan response. I think he's mad now. I think I made him ass mad, dude. I think he's actually like pissed. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a situation of do nothing, win, because I think that the mistake that Ethan Klein made was that he made enemies with literally everyone. Like he he decided to go after Markiplier, which is one of the most well-loved or like he's one of the most loved YouTube creators I've ever seen. And then he decided to like double down and then go into like hating Philip DeFranco because Philip DeFranco is obviously too Hassan pilled. So he's an enemy of the state of Ethan Klein, which is not good, which is also not good. Which I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would do that. That's really weird. So he's like, he made himself hated by a lot of people on the internet who are normal people. And then he fell into like the Destiny space. So then he became like dishonest. So all I had to do was just respond, and then he did what he does best: lie, lie some more. And people are already predisposed to disliking him, so they don't even care who's exposing him for lying. They just appreciate that someone is like doing it. They just appreciate someone is exposing him for being dishonest in the first place. They don't care that it's me doing it, or like the average person that maybe doesn't know anything about me or this space. Anyways, sorry. I love this parody account. Disappointed but not shocked that Hassan, who I considered family, would file a lawsuit against me. Better have a good lawyer, bitch. We'll talk about it more on the show tomorrow. Again, parody, okay? but it's really good. Oh, God. The bitch really ties it together. Yeah, I know, right? It's really like we have Jesse Pinkman at home. Anyways, I hope the actual lawsuit, by the way, these are all public court documents, and so this is all considered public information at this point, from my understanding. But a lawsuit has been filed against Teddy Fresh, Ethan Klein, and Hila Klein. The housekeeper suffered from a hernia, asked time off for surgery in June for July, but was fired 2 days after telling Hila she needed the time off. Uh, I'm trying to find the section where it says this. Pausers. Okay. Complaint for damages. Okay. Plaintiff served as the full-time personal housekeeper to the Kleins beginning on approximately December 16, 2020. She was well regarded during her time with them and fulfilled her job duties without issues, including cleaning the house, doing laundry, making meals, regularly performing errands and grocery shopping during her employment. Plaintiff suffered a hernia, of which the Kleins were aware on June 18, 2024. Plaintiff learned that she would need surgery for her hernia the very next day, June 19th. She notified Mrs. Klein, that she would be needing time off for her hernia surgery on July 19th, 2024. Additionally, she told Mrs. Klein that her doctor expected her to need a month to recover, but that if she felt better sooner, she would return earlier. On June 20, 2024, Plaintiff placed a call to Karen in TFI's, I think this is Teddy Fresh. Teddy, I think that's what that is. Human Resources Department, as she was having a problem with her time card login. She notified Karen by voicemail on that date that she would be going out for surgery on July 19th, and her doctor expected she would need a month to recuperate. Shortly after, on June 20th, only 2 days after the plaintiff notified her employer she needed time off for her hernia surgery, Carrie Bish, EDP of Finance, called plaintiff to notify her that her employment was being terminated and she did not need to return to the house. Days later, Ms. Bish attempted to have plaintiff sign a release, which plaintiff declined to sign. Plaintiff pressed for a reason for her termination.
Supposed to put together a 2-hour highlight reel from the D subreddit if he has to help out with his kids instead of leaving that for the help.
Stop. Ms. Bish responded that her employer was going in a different direction and referenced a problem she had with the Klein's nanny. This reason was pretextual. Defendants terminated plaintiff because she requested time off for her hernia surgery. Plaintiff had exhausted her administrative remedies by filing a charge with and receiving a right to sue letter from California Civil Rights Department. Plaintiff hereby re-alleges and incorporates by reference as though fully set forth herein the allegations contained in paragraphs 1 through 12. Ooh. Ooh. And obviously he went on his Instagram story because he only can post on Instagram stories now. Dude, Ethan Klein's lawyer hates him. Saying, our former housekeeper was fired for being horrifically rude to our boy's nanny, constantly calling her fat and asking when she gained all the weight. I gave her so many warnings hoping
on my PC to avoid the mobile tax. Don't mobile users suffer enough DNM stats?
I know, right? I gave her so many warnings hoping she would stop, and she didn't. She was part of our family, and we treated her like it. I tried everything to salvage the relationship, but her conduct was inexcusable. This was all documented with HR, which hopefully makes this an easy matter to settle. It feels extremely violating to know that someone that close to our family can turn around and do something like this. Oh, no, dude. Come on. The part about her asking time off for her hernia surgery and then being fired is 100% fabricated. You think someone is... This is like such a bold... I'm sorry. This is like such a bold claim that this person is literally lying. They're filing a lawsuit and that a lawyer took their case and encouraged them to file a lawsuit, but that she's lying about it. Is that not a crazy lawsuit? Is that not an insane lawsuit? If Ethan Klein is being truthful, I'm sure HR has detailed records of any warnings they gave her in the lead up to the termination. I mean, more importantly, I think most lawyers wouldn't even take a case like this from someone who's a housekeeper who presumably isn't making that much money relative to Ethan Klein. Clearly does not have nearly as much money as Ethan Klein has. I don't think that a lawyer, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe the housekeeper is totally lying. I guess we'll have to wait and see what evidence is procured or delivered in this lawsuit. But I feel like most lawyers would not take a case like this unless there was medical proof that you did in fact have a hernia, got surgery for it, and then got texts 2 days later saying you were fired. That's an insane thing to lie about, that you have medical paperwork that shows that you have a hernia. That's a crazy thing to lie about. The real question is, how is this Hassan's fault? I know it's Hassan's fault somehow. I just don't know how. Anyone that knows us or works for us knows that that's not something we would ever do. Listen, we only verbally berate our employees, okay? All right. We don't fire them without cause. That would be too mean. I care deeply for all our employees. Listen, okay, I'm going to just say one thing. Anyone who calls their employees family is like scum. That's like capitalist scumbag move number 1. Like, never, ever, ever trust a boss that calls you family. Never. It's like a huge red flag. It's a huge red flag. Overtime pizza party mentality? Yeah. Yeah. A boss that calls you family just wants a disposable slave? I mean, more or less, yeah. Because, like, what do you do with family, right? With family, you can kind of abuse your privileges a little bit more than with other people outside of your life. You can get away with more things. You can get away with more bullshit because you have so much goodwill that you're resting on, right? So maybe you don't, let's say you work with your family members. Maybe you can just call out and say, I'm not coming to work. I have like finals to work on. I have to study for my finals. I can't. I'm sorry. You have to deal with it. Right? And your family will probably be like, yeah, no, that's more important. I understand. We're going to be fucking cooked for service or like during our shift, but I get it. And the idea is that would go back and forth. When the person who is the boss is saying that you're family and they're the only person demanding that you give them special treatment, that's not a family relationship. Oh. Yeah. Had to get my cousin arrested for doing bank fraud in my name. Family are the biggest ops sometimes. Oh, god damn. Look at how Jenks treated Hassan. Family fucks you in the workplace. Yeah. I mean, everyone has been to at least one restaurant where they see children, like teenagers working there that look too young to be working there. And you're like, sure, your parents are making you work here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Kitchen Nightmares, worst episodes if a family runs the restaurant. Yes. Yes. Even if the surgery wasn't the reason she was fired, it's still incredibly inhumane to fire her when she had a hernia. Well, more importantly, I believe what he's saying, that they had disagreements, because I mean, it even specifies it in the lawsuit. It says that I think I closed the screenshot. Oh yeah, this reason was pretextual. They were going in a different direction because they had a problem. They referenced the problem she had with Klein's nanny. That's what he says in his story, right? That his housekeeper, who's suing, had issues with their nanny. But he basically pulled I can excuse being verbally abusive to my other workers. I draw the line at you needing to take a month off. But I'm going to pretend like the reason I fired you was because you were verbally abusive. That's what happened. That's what happened. Dude, you really think that Ethan Klein, the guy who verbally abuses his employees on his show and then has to button press, suddenly would draw the line at somebody else doing it? Like, whoa. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. It's also illegal. Like, if you fire someone who needs medical time off, at least in the state of California, after working with them for 4 years, that's messed up, man. Dude, I can't imagine being in 2 lawsuits. Fuck. She tried to shake us down for a huge amount of money, which I immediately declined, knowing our innocence and refusing to ever concede to people like her. Oh my god. Also, I'm sorry, but like this is like this feels worms. Behave. Behave, worms. Okay. This feels like satire. To talk about how you fired this woman for being unbelievably rude for calling your nanny fat and then being like, get a load of this dumb fat loser. Mike from PA, more like Mike from NA because the scale says NA when he steps on it. Oh my God, boo! Get off the stage! Boo! Oh my God. Within like not even 24 hours, within what, 5 hours? Comedian, by the way. Comedian, by the way. Calling someone else fat while relying on Ozempic is wild. I just don't understand, dude. I just don't understand. Oh, God. Comedic genius. You guys just wouldn't understand, man. Oh, it's pathetic. It's so pathetic. Is that it? Sorry, I called this dumb evil loser fat. I will do better. Just post on Twitter. You clearly spend all your time on Twitter. Just go post on Twitter. Okay? Not everyone can rely on public crash outs for weight loss, Ethan. Oh, God. Anyways, then some other people posted some relevant clips.
We got 10 minutes.
Well, first, this one that kind of is making the rounds.
But
here's a clip of Ethan Klein mocking his nanny for needing to leave him with his own children so she can check on her family during some of the California wildfires.
I don't know why. Then there was like fires in LA when we got home.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a babysitter who was with Theodore, and she had to leave abruptly because she thought her family was burning alive at 1:30. And I'm like so tired. I just got out of the shower. I'm about to go to bed. She goes, excuse me, Mr. Klein.
She doesn't have an accent. What are you?
Just to be clear, everybody, the housekeeper, the woman who cooks and cleans and takes care of the house, is suing him, and he's claiming he fired her because she was making fun of the nanny for being fat. Here he is making fun of the nanny that he was claiming to defend. You had to fire that housekeeper because she called your nanny fat, but here you are giving the same nanny that you claim to defend a racist accent and mocking her for wanting to check on her family. Okay. But for sure, it's that you guys are family and that you were just trying to help your nanny. Oh my God. Good evening, you're checking in.
Doing?
It's a fictitious story. Excuse me, Mr. Klein.
It sounds normal.
Excuse
me, sir.
He goes, excuse me, Mr. Klein.
What?
Oh, my family
What is
in
this?
the fire zone and nobody answer. And my whole family, I die and I drive home, okay?
Yes.
Sorry, I was eating my snacks. Other people pointed it out, but Hila Klein saying she sounds normal is crazy. What do you mean by that? Please, my link makes it worse. Denims, they talked about how they treat their employees here. It's really bad.
Submitted to Producadons last week. Go ahead and resubmit to podcast at h3h3productions.com.
Yes, yes.
This has been a week of typos. I've been pointing out lots of typos to people. And
Whoa.
I'm like,
Someone
well, not here. It's Eddie Fresh.
Yeah. Hila cracks the whip over there, man. It's
But I
crazy.
find it funny because like I'm not even from here.
Well, you're a very detail focused person.
It's true.
And you know what? Hila cracked the whip on a new hire and it's fucking scared the shit out of me. Hila rules with the iron fist, man. Everybody knows not to cross her. Because she doesn't tolerate shit.
Nope.
She doesn't tolerate Anything less than perfection.
That's right.
She kept some IDF training. Ooh, okay.
It's true. Chewed this guy out. I was like, oof. Hate to be that guy. I don't get chewed out by you that hard. Have I? I've escaped your wrath, I think, for the most part.
Well, you're my husband.
Yeah, but still.
You don't do mistakes, Ethan.
Don't do mistakes. Ian, I have intel that you were sick this weekend. Ian, why are you always sick?
Where'd that come from?
Bro, there's such a better way to say it. My wife is a good businesswoman who runs a successful business than using the crack the whip analogy. I know. Check out Teddy Fresh Glassdoor's reviews. Okay, I would, but like, I kind of want to. There's a lot of ways to say she's really good about being, having high standards with all of our employees and making sure that like quality control is really good, making sure that we get you guys the best stuff. We don't want our merch to be shit. We don't want our products to be shit. We don't want our website to be shit. She's really good at making sure that we try to get as close as we can to perfection. Just say anything else. Oh my God. These people have complete and utter contempt for their
We got
employees.
10 minutes. Do we watch this?
Like I have this new
Final
clip thing where,
words
like I have a Discord of people.
fuck me.
Like people that join my course, they can use they get access to.
Why
a
I think we covered most of
We're
it.
doing it.
What
You're
are
making
you
it
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like, this is what I'm talking about when it's always like,
We need to get home for our kids.
it's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I'm about finishing Wednesday.
On Friday, maybe. Is it?
You
is it?
guys, like,
All right, I'm taking my hand up. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
what? Ay, ay, ay.
What? Okay.
You ever press the button so you can verbally abuse your employees and say that they're making everything awkward? And then you find out that the button press forgot to mute the audio?
All right. Should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
What? Ay, ay, ay.
What? Okay,
I heard
well,
all that.
thanks, button.
All right.
Well, I'll just explain myself then. Like, it's like, first of all, I appreciate the hard work.
I know
you've
you
done,
do,
and
I
I
know.
loved it, and I really enjoy it.
When I press the button, you're making it really awkward. We have to go home to our kids. God, fucking Christ. Me when the button isn't pressed. Well, I thought the video was really good, and it was really good, and you did a good job. See, guys, I'm a great boss. We treat everyone like family here. And then there was I don't know if it has it in here. This is just more of that same segment, but then there was the Olivia button press. Where Olivia had the audacity to say, hey, I feel like people who are non-binary, usually the pronouns you should use, you should assume they go by they, them pronouns. And he started like freaking out. That was not good either. Yeah. 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 I mean, like, the dude is a capitalist. I mean, capitalist in the enjoys the fact that the people who own capital can abuse those who don't. All right, let's wrap this up. I'll show you guys I see some people haven't seen the Olivia part. So I'll pull that up. And then I guess we'll just, I'm sure he's going to reflect on his actions any minute now, and he's going to recognize any minute now that he's being cool and fun and normal.
You guys are so dumb and pathetic in the chat. Literally wait till he comes out and says, like, you can call me he. Like, literally wait till he says my pronoun's he. You stupid fucking woke fucks.
This is about someone, some creator, I think, who announced that they're non-binary.
I'm being respectful.
No, it doesn't need to be more than it is.
Why are you
like,
assuming his pronouns?
Well, it's not when you
You're
use
assuming his pronouns.
Neutral
He hasn't clarified.
No, when you use neutral. Sorry,
Calm
when
down.
you use neutral
No, it's annoying
pronouns,
because people come.
the most
By the way, you people in the chat who are like, "Oh, Ethan fucking is L being like transphobic." It's like you are presuming his pronouns. And by the way, why are you being so militant about it? How does that help anybody? I'm obviously being respectful, and I'm waiting for him to clarify. Like, you guys are fucking wrong. And if you ever want other people outside of your bubble to ever be respectful and take like trans people and non-binary people seriously, you have to fucking stop being so pathetically ridiculous when people are trying in good faith to make an effort and be respectful. Like, you guys are fucking wrong.
If I can chime in also with trans people that I personally know, this is not what they want. They just want to be treated respectfully. And as long, like what Ethan was saying was totally respectful. So it really doesn't matter. We don't need to make such a big deal about like he or they until it's like he's saying, and we don't even know. He might be totally fine with it. The point is that the conversation we're having is totally respectful and promoting like accepting everything. So I don't understand why even go there.
That's like
Non-binary understander is logged on.
It reminds me of this conversation like when Kendrick Lamar had on the Big Steppers. He had this track about how his aunt was trans and his coming to terms with this over the years. And he used derogatory language in that song as part of the story to show his transformation. And like people were like, oh, he's being homophobic, he's being transphobic because he said these words. It's like, can we please think a little fucking deeper than that? Can we please grow up? Like, he said the words in the context of a super fucking progressive song of inner exploration that was like, he was being so vulnerable and being like, I accept that I love that my aunt is now my uncle, and I've loved him. And the problem is that he said some derogatory words. Like, it's time to fucking get your shit together, okay?
The problem?
Saying, I'm just like Kendrick when I say that this non-binary person definitely goes by he, him pronouns, and you guys are all a bunch of woke fucking morons, and I can call him he, him if I want to. That's actually exactly like what Kendrick was talking about.
Please.
And I think it should be obvious to all of us. The problem is like, let's say Eva, we already know she's a she and she goes by Eva. If you're on purpose not calling her she now, which is what she wants, then yeah, you're being transphobic, you know, because you're like not respecting her wishes now.
The second that Bobby is like, I'm go by she or they, then obviously I'm going to do my best to respect the pronouns, you know. But it's not obvious to me that that's the situation. I didn't mean to apologize. People are saying I yelled at you, Olivia. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Okay.
I get so annoyed when I'm like, I'm here doing the right thing. I feel like I'm doing my best here. And then the chat is like losing their fucking mind over something that is so ridiculous. Like, you are missing the forest for the trees. And also, I don't know that they're fucking even right. Like, I'm not going to assume his pronouns.
I have clarification on it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Chat. Apparently, Bobby has said repeatedly they use all pronouns. They don't care.
Mhm.
That's it. So what? So like, there's not a trans person in this room. Bobby doesn't care about what pronouns you use for him. And you guys are in the chat shouting at how I'm wrong. Like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns. And fuck all these people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Never
And I'm
mind.
not yelling at you. I'm just.
Sorry, I was muted because I was finishing my snack. Me when I assume someone's pronouns. I'm not assuming his pronouns. Oh, God. And the button press is just chef's kiss. Guys, that guy would definitely never fire someone for having a hernia. This guy's literally an angel, okay? And you guys are just being mean. You're just being toxic for no reason. I guess it is selection bias, but Ethan's stream seems so mean and angry. I feel like he only rotates between like really boring segments where they just play the elevator music and they talk about inane stuff. Or it's him screaming. Can you explain what you mean by pressing the button? He has a button that wipes the last like 10, 30 seconds of the live stream.